The Los Angeles Clippers are about to embark in one of the most important periods in the history of their franchise. But a decision they're about to make with Russell Westbrook might cost them everything that they are working towards if it is true that they are going to start him for the foreseeable future. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why it's such a problem. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Amateur Hour TV. This is the second channel in the Amateur Hour Production Network where I go through additional NBA-related content in a less formal approach where I can let the personality come through, where the vibes are just different. And if you like NBA content like this and enjoy Raptors content usually, but also general NBA content just like this, then make sure you give a thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel to show your support and stay up to date when future videos are released. And I like going through stuff like this on this channel, breaking topics like this, and we found out when Russell Westbrook was bought out by the Utah Jazz that the Los Angeles Clippers were suitors, and eventually the team that ended up signing Brody to a contract for the rest of this season. And initially, I did not like it. The fit in LA with the Lakers, we knew how bad that was. We knew it wasn't working out. And, he kind of showcased some decent stuff this season out of the six-man role, showcasing that, maybe he can be a contributor. But in terms of what the Lakers needed on the court and off the court, he just was not that. And in terms of what the Clippers need on the court and, very importantly for the Clippers, off the court, he definitely isn't that. So from the get-go, I really did not like the fit here, but maybe this was just, Kawhi misses games, Paul George misses games, so you have Russell Westbrook as your sixth man. Maybe he can just run his second unit. The Clippers are interested in that. They're lacking in point guard depth. Okay, I don't like it, but at least there is some sort of train of thought in which I can understand the decision-making that is taking place there. But another new decision has completely thrown all of that out of the window, as it's now been revealed that the Los Angeles Clippers are actually going to start Russell Westbrook they're starting him tonight, expected to at least. And if they're going to start him tonight, I expect they want to continue to start him for the foreseeable future. A lot was made in the offseason when the Los Angeles Clippers signed John Wall to a very cheap contract. It was Kawhi, Paul George, is this like a big three forming with John Wall? It never really seemed like that was the case to me. But John Wall took a lot of time off basketball, whether it was from, injuries, whether it was from his team not wanting to actually give him any playtime on the court because they're tanking. But John Wall, not quite the player he used to be. Is he going to be willing to take on a new role with the Clippers where he's more of the facilitator for Kawhi and for Paul George? The indication from Mr. Wall himself was that he was going to be doing that, but when you actually watched him play, he was anything but the facilitator. And the Clippers ended up getting off his contract, sending him back to Houston where he was bought out by the Rockets. A replacement was definitely needed, and the Clippers were going to be shopping around at the deadline for a point guard. I thought it was a big mistake by the Clippers to have gone so far in on this core with Kawhi and Paul George and then not going in to get an actual point guard for this team at the deadline. They got rid of Reggie Jackson, which, he wasn't going to make much of a difference to them. But they brought in Eric Gordon, Bones Highland, solid players, but just not what they need. They need a facilitator, playmaking point guard. They did not get that. And Russell Westbrook is the furthest thing from what they needed. John Wall was supposed to be the guy who took the step back and allowed the Stars to thrive. He didn't do that. He got canned. What makes the Clippers think Russell Westbrook is going to be that guy for this team? Like I said, I thought it was a big mistake at them at the deadline not going all in for this core. But bringing in Russell Westbrook certainly does not fix things. In fact, the evidence that we've seen from the Lakers this season is that he is going to make things worse. I don't know what sort of conversations were had in, back room in regards to signing Westbrook about what his role is going to be here, but would I play him over Eric Gordon? No. Would I play him over Terrence Mann? No. Would I play over Bones Highland? That's more of a discussion, but I would rather have Bones Highland as my backup guy right now. Russell Westbrook should not even be in the rotation for this Clippers team. So I don't know why they've gone out to sign him. And even further now, like I'm not even trying to be a hater, but this fit just does not make sense. They need a facilitating playmaker for the likes of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and this is just not that. The starting lineup is kind of questionable at this point what exactly it's going to be. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George obviously going to start. You're going to start Ivica Zubac. Are you now going to start Eric Gordon? Probably not. You're probably now going to go with Marcus Morris. You could flip-flop Marcus Morris and Eric Gordon. I understand that, but Russell Westbrook, there had to have been some conversation that suggests he's going to take that step back and, he's going to be the facilitator and not going to be taking all these bad shots that he's been taking now for a year and a half for the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, we knew that trade was going to be a disaster when it happened. We didn't know how much of a disaster it was going to be in actuality with the on-court stuff and the off-court stuff. Now, people talk a lot about what a great teammate Russell Westbrook is as a person, but as a teammate in terms of the way he plays, like, this just does not make sense. I cannot see Russell Westbrook completely eliminating his game just to be the facilitating point guard that this team needs him to be. Like, the Clippers should have just straight up not signed him. I know they don't have like an actual point guard, but they should have just continued to start Terrence Mann at point guard, or even like just start Eric Gordon at point guard. Like, Eric Gordon can ball handle, Paul George can ball handle, Kawhi can do a job as a ball handler, Marcus Morris can even do a job as a ball handler. Like, you got plenty of guys who can do that. None who can take that big load of offense in terms of playmaking, but you know what? Your front office decided not to go all in to get one of those guys. This does not fix that. This is not the fix to this situation here. And I don't even know why I'm so upset. I think just ineptitude and just poor decision making from front offices just frustrates me, because like the Clippers have gone all in with this core of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And it seems like we're kind of getting to the tail end of this era of Clippers basketball. And eventually, at some point, it's all just going to implode. Maybe even in the offseason here. So with so much riding on the rest of this season, with so much riding on how this season pans out. I mean, this is a team that has obviously aspirations to win a championship, but it's not even a shoo-in that they're going to get out of the first round of the playoffs. I don't think they have what it takes to get to the finals. I don't think the team is deep enough to really make a run at this thing, considering the talent in the Western Conference now. Why would you not go get the proper point guard? And if you're not going to do that, why would you sign Russell Westbrook? He takes bad shots. He plays out of rhythm. He takes other players out of rhythm. He turns the ball over way too much. He's a liability defensively. Like, the list goes on in what the problem is for the player. We understand what he's done in his past. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a former MVP. He's a 9-time All-Star, 9-time All. Like, he's a Hall of Famer shoo-in, but he is just not that player anymore. Whether it's his abilities have deteriorated, whether it's the NBA has evolved without him and he has not evolved with it, whatever it is, he is just not that type of player anymore. And the reality is the Clippers have made, I think, a pretty bad decision to sign him at all, and an even worse decision by choosing to start him for the games coming up. No idea what, like, I rate Ty Lue as a coach, but this just makes absolutely no sense to me. The Clippers, it is a delusional decision, and they are resting one of the most important, maybe the most important period in the history of their franchise here, with a point guard who maybe shouldn't even be on an NBA roster at the moment. Russ just needs to have his own team, like a crap team where he can do as he pleases. Like, I thought Utah was a good spot where he can do as he pleases, but even Utah are trying to build something there for the rest of the season, improve, help other guys improve, and they just know Russ is not going to be the guy to do that. Like, he's never made it explicitly clear. He's uncomfortable in these different roles. He doesn't want to be in these different roles, but like, you could see what a plague he was to that Lakers roster. You can see it. You can see the team now, how different they are, how much better they are, and how the Clippers haven't seen that is so beyond confusing. I'm not even a Clippers fan, and I feel frustrated. I haven't even seen the discourse around Clippers fans, but surely they can't be happy with it. Ty Lue is a good coach, a great coach for the playoffs. But I genuinely have no idea what they're thinking here. This makes no sense and doesn't even it is absolutely delusional. I have no idea what they're doing. I cannot see this team going beyond the second round if this is going to be the team that they're rolling with Russell Westbrook starting. It just does not work. We'll see how it all pans out. All right, that was your video on Amateur TV. If you like NBA content just like this, subscribe to the channel and drop a like to show your support. A lot of the time on this channel, we go through Raptors-specific content, but I like diving into general NBA topics as well as I see fit. Get involved today. Helps on the road to 2,000 subs, and I'll see you again next time for another video on Amateur Hour TV.